So I'm Harsh. I have Neeraj alongside me as well, and we'll probably try and break down some updates from your company together. Sir, first off, I want to try and understand with regard to the fundraising via QIP. What's the purpose of the fundraise? What are the plans going forward?
So as you see, we've got this huge surge in demand, which we are thankful for, but we were not expecting it. And so we make about 12,000 kL, that is 12,000 liters of malt every day. And that's quite a lot. That's one of the largest in the country. But the way the demand is coming, we think we will need much more capacity for that. And as you know, single malts don't mature like ENA or other products. You need a gestation period of 5 to 7 years for it. So your capacity has to go up now so that in the projections that we have for the next 3 to 5 years can be met. So we are doing a capacity expansion at the existing Indri plant, and there is a new plant coming up in Chhattisgarh where a malt expansion plan is also underway. And so what entails a malt expansion plan is basically you lay down liquid and barrels. So that is a huge capital cost. And most of this, the money which we are looking for expansion is for that purpose.
Mr. Batra, good afternoon. Neeraj here. So what is the current capacity, Mr. Batra, and at what stages would the newer capacities come on stream, assuming that the fundraise exercise is successful?
So we started this exercise before even the fundraise was announced, and the capacity in Indri will commence within this year. So we will be almost 2.5 times the capacity we are within this year, and the next capacity will be installed next year.
Okay, which would take your capacity to what times of the current capacity, if you will?
So if we are 12,000 liters of malt every day today.
Right.
So it will go up to 30,000 a day by the towards the end of the year, say September, October.
And the new capacity coming in FY26 takes it up to how much?
60,000.
60. Wow. So you're nearly going 5x your current capacity.
Yes, and I think India, people, especially after COVID, have, kind of made up their mind that they want to maybe drink less but drink better. So people are going for quality over quantity.
Sure.
And so if you're drinking a whiskey made out of molasses, ENA, versus something which is made out of malt and it's been matured, is far superior. And I think people are now, they understand. People are well traveled in the country. Much more education is there, and more disposable income. So we think this trend is going to carry on, and we'll have a better year this year than we had the last year, and each year should be better than that.
Sure. So Harsh, again joining back, I want to try and break down. So the 1,000 crore would take care of pretty much all of the expansion?
All the expansion, and so expansion is a very small part of this. Like the machinery and equipment is a very small part of this. But the barrel and the liquid expansion is the major part of this.
Right. And just in terms of how this will help you scale better, how your margins will therefore evolve, what's the sense like with regard to FY25 overall?
So we have a net profit margin this year of about 13% plus, which is, I think, healthier than most other alcobev companies in the country. And I think it should marginally improve over the next year. But, overall, because there will be products in the mix which are very high margin and medium and low margin. So when you balance that out, a 13 to 15% margin is what we are looking at.
Okay. Mr. Batra, a couple of questions. Have you put out any formal guidance or if not a formal guidance, a formal view of what you reckon growth could be like for FY25? Or FY24?
Yes, we have put it out, but those are documents, work in progress as we speak. So we just got the approval from the board yesterday, and we will be now with our consultants putting in the key numbers and then probably speaking to the capital market regarding that.
Okay, so the formal guidance might come out in the next 2 or 3 days, maybe, if you will.
That's correct.
Something like that. Correct. Okay, but just to the question, you mentioned the net profit margins. The highlight amongst everything else was also the expansion in the operating profit margins. I believe 23% versus 5%. Is this the new normal? Would you believe you will be able to maintain an average of 20 to 23% for FY25?
So, in the sense that if we have a 30%, 25, 30% growth, and we lose maybe a percentage or two,
okay.
I don't think that'll make a difference in the larger scheme of things.
Yeah, I agree. So, I mean, I'm not stuck to a number, but say circa 20% is an average that you reckon you can maintain.
We should be able to, because most of the products which we have now and which are in the pipeline are all premium or super premium products. And the company decided about 4 years ago that there's a lot of pressure on the the cheaper products where the volumes are huge, but the market pressures and the inflation was affecting it very badly. And we decided that we would discontinue that segment and concentrate only on the premium segment and the luxury segment.
Got it. So I have one more question on that, because twice in this conversation with us, you've spoken about the product pipeline. We know Indri's been rocking. It's been a great performer for you. What else is coming out? Is it largely a whiskey-based newer segments coming in? What else?
We do have a few products in that category, but what we've launched towards the end of last year is Kamikara. That's a pure cane juice rum, and we are very bullish about that because, as you know, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, India grows sugarcane, and if you were to look out in the market, we don't have a good rum in the market today. There is zero rums from us. We have a lovely old monk that we have nostalgia about, but a good quality rum which is made from sugarcane juice, a sugarcane juice rum is more akin to a cognac, because they're both considered fruits. So if you will drink a 4 or 5 year old cane juice rum matured properly and a cognac VSOP, you would get similar tastes. So that is a market which is very strong down south, and the north drinks more rum. The south drinks more cognac, like brandy and those products. And we are looking at an expansion in that segment and to upgrade the drinker of the rums, which are at the level of a 300 to 500 price point, to take them to 1,000 to 1,500 price point.
Right. You've spoken about 30% growth and giving away maybe 1 to 2% margin. I'm just quoting you here. Just doing the rough math, it looks like you're nearly going to double in terms of your top line. If this is the trajectory at which you're going, just in terms of both capacity as well as pricing.
You won't get a commitment from me on that, but yeah, we would like to go that way.
Sure, and therefore, likely next year, at least the math seems to suggest that you will double.
I'm just trying to think, Harsh, and I'd love to get Mr. Batra's comment on this. Again, no formal guidance here. But if Mr. Batra does what he's done in Q4 for the rest of FY25, then doubling PAT is also an understatement.
Yeah, you're going to more than double PAT. So,
Yeah.
I mean, typically,